Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. That's right, the video game show that is not hosted by an annoying clickbaiter. We only talk about video games, the business of video games, and cover topics that mainstream YouTubers don't cover. Now, with that said, do me a favor. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and now let's get ready for the show. On today's episode... Hello, humans, and welcome to another episode of Gen X Gamer. Guys, I am tired of the clickbait. I know it's part of it, right? You have to put a little sensationalism in there, right? But there's two things that really bother me. One of them is if the video isn't about what the title says, number one. That is number one, right? That's the traditional clickbait. But here's another one. This is one that I've been noticing, and it just drives me nuts. First of all, I have the YouTube Premium, so I can, minimize or even close my phone, and I can listen to it while I'm doing my honeydews around the house or doing chores, whatever. Or even at work when I have a moment, I can just place the phone down and just listen to it if I'm not able to use headphones at the time. And, what really is bothering me, this new trend of cutting down content of whatever it is that you're watching, as far as a content creator and their videos. And this is across genres, but I've noticed it more and more in the retro community because that's what I watch. Retro related comment, sometimes it's commentary, what have you. But more and more I see YouTubers that for the first 2 minutes, right, they'll do the intro, and then the next 2 minutes, sometimes up to 3 minutes of the beginning of the video is just shilling. It's either a commercial for a product or, a sponsor for that one video. So you have to sit through the first 2 minutes of nothing that's related, right? Then eventually they'll start talking about the story. And in the middle of it somewhere, or sometimes towards the end, then they start talking about other stuff that they're promoting for themselves. So in an 8-minute video, if you take 30 seconds for the intro, 30 seconds for the outro, that's a minute. Out there you have 7 minutes. You waste 2 minutes, right, for the shilling. Now you're down to 5. And out of those 5, you take 1 to promote other stuff that you're doing so you can get more advertising on the shilling and what is the substance of what you're talking about. Some of these bastards are reading articles off the internet, and I get it. Sometimes you have to read articles off the internet for context of what you're talking about. I do it myself. I say, okay, look, let me read this so I can give you my opinion on this particular piece. But what they'll do is they'll read the complete of the article, and then they'll give you a snippet of what they just read. So they're really just buying time. So there is no substance there. You could have made a short about this shit. It didn't have to be a video, right? I'd rather watch a video about gameplay where the guy's not even talking. I'm just watching the gameplay because at least that video advertising is truthful. I'm not wasting my time, right? But if these people are not respecting my time, then I got a problem. If you're going to tell me that you have an opinion video about a certain subject, the majority of the video should be about that. And I'm not talking about the 60%, right? I know everybody has to make a living, right? I know you have a family, and I know all this stuff. Economic pressures, economy's bad, yada, yada, yada. But you have to deliver the goods. The video can't be a commercial. I mean, you already have to put up commercials in the breaks. I have premium. I don't have to do it. But imagine if you're just watching regular YouTube. So on top of all this crap, you have to put up with commercials. So what are you really watching, and what are you delivering? I'm subscribing to some of these channels. I can't take it. I can't take it. I mean, I can take a channel that has a lot of notifications because they put out a lot of content. That's great, especially if I'm a fan of the channel. But if you're going to give me 4 or 5 notifications on videos that are 60% content and 40% fluff, right? I don't want to hear just about your Patreon. I just don't want to hear about your other projects. I don't want to hear about Rumble and what you have going on in other platforms. I don't want to hear any of that. You can make a post about that. You can deliver that content in other ways or do it more concisely. You can say all those things, but I feel cheated personally when I look at a thumbnail and it tells me, okay, I'm going to talk about subject X, and all I really get is a couple of lines of an article that was read off the internet, giving an opinion on that, and not an informed one, because it looks like you just opened up the laptop and you just fucking started reading. You did no research on this shit. You don't have an educated opinion. You're just flapping your gums. I mean, I'm not going to waste my time if you are going to waste my time. It could be opinionated. You know, you could hear if somebody's going to talk smack. Okay, the video's about talking smack. Great. I want to. You know, if the video's 8 minutes, I want 7 minutes at least of talking smack, right? I think that's a fair assumption. Yeah, you know, you got 30 seconds to promote and say, you know, like and subscribe, and the last 30 seconds say, you know, subscribe to my Patreon and whatever the hell else you got going on, right? If you mentioned another project and, you know, by chance, okay, you do. But when, you know, 40% of the video is you talking about other things of other interests that you have for the purposes of making money, that bothers me, right? Because now it's just a commercial. It's just a commercial that contains a little bit of information that you said you were talking about. Times are tough. And they're going to get even tougher. So are we going to see more of this? Probably. Let me ask you guys, what do you feel, right? For an 8-minute video, I think that a minute should be more than enough for you to expound your views on what other things you have going on and what people you want them to, how that you want people to support you. You know, what channels, whether it's, you know, Patreon or, you know, whatever, Kickstarter, you know, whatever the hell they have going on. I don't even know what all the things are that are now, right? There's so many ways that you can support people. You can join, you can do all these other things, but you got to deliver the goods. You got to give people what you're telling them that you're going to be giving them. Unfortunately for me, I've reached a point where I don't see it getting any better for some channels, so I'm just unsubscribing. I don't have time for these people to waste my time to claim that they're going to talk about something that all I'm really going to hear is self-promotion, right? Asking for more money in whatever different ways, and then just give me fluff without research. It doesn't work for me, guys. I don't know how it works for you, but I'm telling you, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the clickbait, bait and switch, you know, getting me in with a title, and in the end, there's very little substance to it. So for a lot of these YouTubers, I'm out. Did you subscribe? Did you hit the like button? What the hell are you waiting for?